good.
All right, we should be live now, so you can probably see the live button in a few.
Yeah.
Mm. All right.
Oh no. Sam? Sam? Sam, can you pass my earbud, please?
All
It
right,
just went down
if can you
on the
guys
counter.
mute, like if you guys could mute when only unmute when you're like speaking, that way we don't have no feedback or nothing like. And don't forget, if you could go on your YouTube, you should see the live now and just hit the like button. That way we get some audience in our YouTube channel. And show some interaction.
And can you check if someone else is trying to come in?
All right. I don't see anyone trying to come in right now. Says we have
Okay.
9.
All right.
Well, we'll pay attention to that. All right, well, we're live now. I'll start by introducing myself. I am Savon Smith. I'm the founder of Founding Players. And Founding Players came to be from my other program or organization called Savon's Academy Stars. That organization is with the city of Royal Palm Beach in West Palm Beach, Florida. Started that program with 6 guys and named this organization Founding Players because I wanted to teach financial literacy to these young men, you know, and we are co-ed too. So, you know, we had a girls team one time, so it's co-ed, but I wanted to teach financial literacy. So that's why I called this organization Founding Players, you know, so I can stay in these players' lives and just talk to them about how to plan ahead, you know, for the rest of their lives. So, Ms. Smith, your turn to introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Cardia Smith, and I'm accompanying my husband on this platform. You know, we'll be talking about investing and, you know, different types of currency like the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and, you know, how to go forward in terms of investing for the future. You know, we're getting older, we have our generation that's coming up. So there's different ways of, you know, earning money towards the future. So we'll be talking about that tonight. I don't know a lot about it, so it will definitely be a learning experience for me as well. All right, so go ahead, my husband. Floor is
All right,
yours.
so we're gonna talk, you know, we're gonna talk about our relationship, you know, and the importance of, and look at me funny, like our relationship. Yes, our relationship is important. Yes, that has a lot to do with finance too as well, because when you're married, you also have to balance, you know, date night as well as spending. So we all like to enjoy ourselves and spend money. So money puts the value on things that we need. So, you know, we have to also balance date night as well as spending money. So a lot of times, you know, we talk every day, you know, just about where we want to be, you know. So I wanted to come on the channel tonight and just share our experience, what we've been talking on, and how we would like to, you know, to share with other people on our YouTube channel. You know, a lot of times when you want to get somewhere in life, you know, having a partner helps. And I believe that you're the perfect partner for me, and hopefully I'm the perfect partner for you.
Hopefully.
I'm just saying, hopefully you're supposed to confirm
You are.
it. want to hear your voice too, you know. All right. Mhm. All right. So, Cardia, what are some of the things that's important to you, you know, in life when it comes to finance and date night?
And date night?
Yeah, meaning just like having things to enjoy your life, trips, date night, buying things, doing your hair. You know, what is very important? Yeah. Yeah, what is very, very important to you?
All right. Right now, I'm, young now, but being young doesn't mean you don't have goals and you don't need to wait for you to reach 30, 40, 50, to start putting things together. Doesn't matter. Oh, you can even start as young as when you're just born. All right. So, goals are very important to me in terms of the structuring how I want my future to be like. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily go that way because we have obstacles, we have things that happen, on a day. We can meet in an accident, loss of family member, earthquake, hurricane, land disaster, stuff like that. So we have to prepare ourselves for the future in terms of just anything that can happen. There's a lot of different things that can happen. So for me, I think about my future a lot where I see myself. I have to start small first, and then I say, I see myself 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And at this point in my life, it's a journey because I've been through so much. I lost my mom a couple years ago. I lost my sister. I lost other family members as well. But my mom and my sister play a really big part in my life. And sometimes I feel like I wish they were here because them definitely know, the way of guiding a certain thing, but they're not here. And I just feel down some of the time and be like, I wish they were here. But the good part about life is if you have a companion, somebody that is there for you. It can be a friend, it can be a family member in terms of, there for you physically. Or like for me now, I have my husband and he's definitely the strong part of me because sometimes I really feel down and be like, I can't do this. And he's there to let me know that, listen, I'm here for you and we're here for each other. So it's not a one-man thing, it's a team, so I really have to give my husband credit for that, to not letting me give up on my dreams or those things that I want to accomplish in life. All right, so he's always there. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. But going through that though, you have to set goals. So you have to have like a piece of pen and paper like I'm gonna have now and just jot down things. So you have to say, all right, then start drawing or start writing 5-year plan. What do I see myself accomplishing? What do I want? How far do I see myself going? All right. So for starters, I'll be like, okay, all right, I see myself owning my own home. Maybe a car, a little car to move around. All right. I want to be independent as always. I don't want to spend the rest of my life working for someone. So you push yourself towards going to being your own entrepreneur, being your own boss. So you write that down. What's the structure? How do I need to get to this point? There's many different things you can do to get to your goals. We have to just set them. And one of the things that we're talking about tonight, you have many different ways you can save towards your goal. And some of them benefit, some of them don't really benefit. But for this, what we're talking about tonight, it doesn't cost you almost nothing. And it's just a long-term investment that you just leave there to just grow. And just like you have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, you can look back at it at that time, but not saying you're going to leave it. You're going to always, put money in it and just watch it grow. And then that's something as well can help towards things that you want to accomplish. But for me, I'm I'm not a person that's fussy, so I don't really believe in too much jewelry and all those stuff. So for definitely my investment will be in more important stuff. Like I have a son, he's 9, and I think about how am I going to be that support team for him? You know, if anything happens to me, what who will take care of him? How does the school go for him? Can, you know, if he's eating, does he have a shelter over his head? All those things play into mind with me. So you have to set yourself towards certain goals. So that's definitely one of my biggest goal, my son. So that's my priority in terms of saving for his future. I think that's it for me for now.
All right. So next time anyone have a chance to go or you have a chance to go, I didn't really want to stop you. We're gonna try to limit.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to limit it, but we appreciate all that you just said, you know, because you got it all out there. So that's awesome. Let me let someone in. Okay, someone was waiting. But that was what, you know, we heard you, you know, so that's great to know that, you know, you have those goals, and I wrote them all down, you know, these important things to you. What's in, as far as myself, you know, we'll open up the floor to anyone who have something to say. So as far as me, the most important thing to me is family and relationship and having an eye on the future. And I've always had an eye on the future, as you know, from the day I knew myself, but maybe I didn't know how to focus on that, you know, but in my older age now, I do know how to focus on that. I give a quick example. I've been through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of, you know, trials and tribulations, you know, but those things help me to build, you know, my character, you know, and give me the strength to keep going. I met you, and first off, you know, I wasn't ready for you. I was able to take time, you know, figure out where I want to be, set my goals, and come back for you. So now that you are my wife, all those priorities are in order. So all the goals that you just stated, I'm here to support you to reach them, you know, and vice versa. You're here to support me to reach mine as well. I said family and relationship and I in the future is important to me. And you understand that because we talk every day about that and you support that. So we're both going to reach our goals because we're working together to reach them. One way that one important vehicle to helping us to reaching our goal is the stock market or cryptocurrency. When it comes to stocks, it's pretty much buying into companies that you believe is going to have, you know, growth. You know, let's use Tesla, for instance. Tesla did not just pop up and become a big company. They went through their trials and tribulation. And, you know, as a young person, you can invest from a young age in believing that the company is going to grow, you know, and you put away a little by little. You know, the same way you work your 9 to 5 and you're able to invest in your 401k or anything to do with your retirement for your future. It's the same way that you can get behind a company and buy into their stocks. Because if that stock rise, then your money is, you know, is going to rise. And depending on how many shares you have, you know, and you can always set a monthly amount or a weekly amount and just consistently invest in a stock. And the same goes for cryptocurrency. Investing is how we're going to hit our goals. So, and I'll stop there. And I'll open up to anyone else who might have, you know, something they want to say or ask a question. Because I don't really want it to be about us. We can always talk and introduce stocks. You know, I can share my experience in the success that I've had so far, but let's see if anyone on here have any questions. Anyone with any questions? We don't want everyone to just stay muted. You know, we can answer questions. Okay, I guess no one's gonna ask any question. Everybody's just muted. All right, so back to you, Cardia. I have a question for you. So what's your thoughts, and we're gonna try to keep it short. What's your thoughts on the fact that I love to invest?
For you, at first, when you used to just talk about it for the first time, I was like, okay, I'm lost. I normally hear about investing and stuff, but I've never really been around somebody that invests in, like crypto and Bitcoin. It's always investing in something else. So for me, definitely was a little bit new, to hear those type of stuff. But you talk to me every day, and each time you have an idea, you always just share it with me, and I listen. And sometimes you might listen to it and you be like, we might talk about him something, but when you actually see, not just hearing somebody talk about it, when you see the things that has come out of it, and what you do, you know, because of this type of thing, you be able to, you know, pay a bill, you be able to travel, you can pay down on something. So it's just me being there to encourage you more to do, because I'm physically seeing what all those investments are doing towards us. So I'll always be a number one supporter. I give you like 1,000% of my time. Even when I'm tired, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this because I'm seeing where it's going. So for what you're doing, I'm always going to be a supporter, and I can see it for myself. So I'm not going to just listen, I heard about it. Yes, my husband has done it. He's no financial advisor, but what he says, and because he believes strongly in it, once you believe in something, then you have to just focus on it and put your mind to it. And that's what you're doing. And I'm here to support you always.
Yes, and I appreciate that. And I asked that question how you felt about me and my investments, because a lot of time when you have passion for something, you want to definitely speak on it and share it, especially with your loved one, and outside of just you, I have people on the channel. You have quite a few new people on the channel, but I have quite a few people that consistently come on and they consistently invest. And one of the things about investing, it's not easy,
Yeah.
and a lot of people may start and not finish because it's not easy. In life, you have to have a plan, you have to have a financial plan, so I have a financial plan. And for me, it's putting the puzzle together. I have a goal, I have a time frame. Let me use Solana, for instance, which is crypto. Solana, that's SOL. I'm watching how it's moving. There's always a ceiling and there's always a floor. How far, the numbers have gone and how low the numbers have gone. So I had Solana when it was $25 and it went to over $200, for one coin. Then it dropped as low as 135. And then it kept going from 135, 140 range, back to about 180. And then it started going from 180 as it's from 180 down to about 145. And then from 145, 149 to about 170, 175. So I pay full attention of how this coin is moving. So I rinse and repeat. And what I mean by that is I buy and sell. So let's say I invest in it at 135 or 140, and it goes to 170 or 175. Let's say I have 3 coins. I sell all 3 of those coins when it hit 175. I may have a target price of 175, even though I know the coin has gone to $217 for one coin, all the way from 25. I watch and pay attention and notice that it hasn't touched back 200. I think it came close once since it hit 217. So I look at the average from the ceiling to the floor. Okay. So my target price for selling, which I spoke to you about already, is 170. So anytime I hit 170, I'm selling. And it's gonna go back down to 140s. And every time it do that, I'm gonna buy it again and wait for it to rise again. Now, I don't have a time frame on when it rises. I just wait until it goes there and take my profits. So that's rinse and repeat. So when you're investing, you just want to pay attention to what you're investing in. You don't want to people lose money like this. If you know the coin went to 217 and it drops down to 135 or 140, and you wait for the coin because you're scared to get in, and you wait for it to go to 175 to 180, you're not going to have much upside. When you put your money in at that high price, chances are you're going to lose some of your investment because you bought in too high. And you might not understand the coin because you haven't been paying attention to it. That's why studying, researching, and understanding what you're investing in is important. You have to know your target price of when you're going to get in. How low did this coin go? How low did this stock go? And you get in at its lowest. How high did this stock go? You don't invest high, you invest low. So that's something that I can share with those who's listening who may not understand or may understand. If we have anyone on here with experience, we'd definitely like them to share that experience with us. I'm no financial advisor, but my strategy works for me because I pay attention, and I'm very confident in what I'm doing because I'm paying full attention. And it only took me a year and a half now, since I've been doing it. And I'm very confident in how I invest. I'll give another stock. I invest in, let's just say I invest in 4 stocks, and 2 of them went from $1 per share, went from $1 to $40, 50 something dollars, and 70 something dollars. 3 of them, so 5. And 3 of them went that high from $1. And 2 of them, one is IDEX and one is FTFT. Ideanomics is IDEX, FTFT is Future FinTech. And those stocks have not really moved. I bought in at $1 and change. I believe they went up to $2, $3, and $5, and dropped back to an average of maybe a little bit over $2. I believe IDEX right now is under $2. And the reason why I'm mentioning those stocks is I bought in so low that the upside is going to be amazing whenever this stock decides to go up. Not buying in the hype. I'm buying in when no one really is talking about the stock and the price is low enough. So that's the type of homework that, if you want to invest, that you should do. And I'm going to stop speaking right there and see if anyone else would like to chime in and just ask a question or say something. I guess we got a quiet audience. All right, well, anyone have a question? I think someone unmuted. I'm waiting.
Hello.
Hello, Ed.
What's up?
Not much. Well, hey, you have something for us? Got a quiet audience.
I'm just want to question your tactic when you're saying that you want to. I'm just trying to let people understand when you're looking for a company. What is your starting point? What makes you want to say, okay, let me research something on 5G. Let me research something on health. What's your starting point to start looking on a company that you think you want to research on? because I know anyone could research anything with Microsoft or the bigger companies, but you said you look for a company that no one is talking about. So what is the starting point of looking for a company or your the other ones that you mentioned? You know, because you seen it when it was real low and it went up to 200, and it fluctuated up and down. So what was that starting point that got you going to even research that?
All right, well, first, I want to say, I hope you can find an area where your phone is, where your internet is not buffering, you know.
Yeah, it's terrible.
All right, so I'll answer. So for me, I'm consistently searching for the next best thing. I don't even talk about IDEX or Future FinTech anymore because I researched those companies a year ago, a year and a half ago, and I don't talk about them no more. I'm just in and continuously adding money, where even if it's $20, I just consistently add money. And as a matter of fact, if it goes too high, I don't even add no more money. For instance, I have Robinhood, and let's just say IDEX, Ideanomics. Let's say I bought in at $1.99 and it goes over $2 and it goes from $1.99, which is where I invest. And let's just say I have 1,000 shares. If it goes to $2.50, I'm not investing anymore because then I'm going to be averaging up. I want to average down. As a matter of fact, I don't even want it to go to $2.50. I bought in at $1.99. I'm a patient person, and a lot of people, you know, patience is, it's something that we all need to like study. You know, when I initially invest in a stock, I don't even want it to go, if I invest at $1.99, I don't want it to go to $2. It's not going to do anything for me. Moving 1 cent, not going to do a thing for me. I actually want it to drop down to about 150, especially if I believe in the stock. So that's almost like saying I'm losing money. Because if I invest $2,000 and it goes down to $1,500 because it dropped to 150 from $2, you best believe I'm going to average down by adding more, because the lower the stock go, the more shares I can buy of that stock for when it decides to go to $40, which that happened for me with Marathon Patent, which is MARA, M-A-R-A. I bought in at $1 and change and it went to 50 something dollars. Okay, and it stayed at $1 and change for months. You would think that it wasn't going to go nowhere. It's just like stagnant, like sleeping. But you know what I was doing when it was sleeping? Buying. I wanted it to sleep till it was dead, wouldn't even wake up, because it gave me an opportunity to buy more at the lowest, and I wanted it to drop even further. So I hope it makes sense to anyone that's listening, you know, because to a lot of people, you know, patience is hard. It's hard. You know, people want things right away, you know, but for me, to answer your question, Ed, I gave those examples because it's going to lead to me answering your question. I want to get in before anyone know about the stock because I invest in things that's happening, things that's coming. Let's use electric cars, for instance. If I see it coming, I'm going to research, and I'm going to research the stock that's the cheapest. And when I find the cheapest stock, I'm going to research the CEO. Who is the CEO? You know, I'm going to research their history. Has he built any other business before? Because you want to invest in a company that has good business management. You know, the same way as a family, me and Cardia, we're going to manage our life. We're going to manage our future. And we're going to go about it the best way we can. So when people are seeing us doing this, we can serve as great example for them. They can believe in us and they can follow our blueprint. So why wouldn't I follow the blueprint if I do my research on a company and Elon Musk decide to go start SpaceX? Why would I not follow him? He already showed that he brought Tesla from nothing to where it's at right now. So I will gladly invest in a person like that. Elon speak a lot about Dogecoin. He speak a lot about a lot of things. Should I sit there and question him, or should I follow? Don't have to follow him 100%, but you have to put your money behind people who has done it already, especially if they're starting another company. So to answer your question, Ed, those are the type of things that I do before I invest in a company. You know, space, that's Virgin Galactic, people traveling out of space, out into space. Think about that. I want to invest in that when the stock is very low. I don't want to invest in it when it becomes $800 a share. I want to invest in it when it's $15 a share. And that's when I invested in it. You know, so that's the strategy that I use, Ed, is to see what's coming and find the cheapest stock, see who the CEO is. He might have been the CEO of another company that has humongous success. Same with Cardano. The founder of Ethereum, one of the founders of Ethereum, decided to go and create Cardano. So there you go. Ethereum is over 3,000 heading towards 4,000. Cardano is $1 and change, was $1 and change when I invested in it. Now it's $2.20 something cents. So why would I not take a chance on Cardano when the guy had done it before? To me, that's a no-brainer. And for me, I'm confident in investing in that company, but I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm sharing my information because that's what I use. And you don't have to use the same strategy, but we're all here to help each other, and we can all take a page out of each other's book. But I'm not telling anyone to go and do what I do, because what I do works for me. But to answer your question, that's what I do.
Okay, that's good. So I just answered that question for other people who just probably wanted to know that don't want to say anything. So I said something. Now, okay. Now say that those same company that you're investing in, and you see they had a good track record, but say that something happened and the company is in a legal matter or a big court case. For example, what's happening with Facebook right now. Now say that, and right now the future of Facebook doesn't, in my opinion, don't look as strong as TikTok or LinkedIn. But even though they have a great big audience of users, their strategies, what they were using wasn't too ethical for the people who are users of Facebook right now. And their stock took a hit. Now, we know that Facebook is a huge company, but they bought Instagram and what was the other company they bought? WhatsApp. Now, those two companies now could also take a hit because of them. But do you think you would invest in them? Do you still invest in them, or you'll pull out? You'll sell your stocks or a majority of your stocks if you have stocks in Facebook.
Well, for myself, me personally, I would have been sold Facebook years ago. So, because I would have found the next best thing. you know, because if I'm getting in at the low, I'm definitely gonna sell at the real high. Now, would I sell all my shares? Probably not. But if I had, say, 100,000 shares, maybe I sold 90,000 and kept 10 for the heck of it, I would have walked away with a good amount of money. So that's why I like to find the companies that I can get in real low, so I'm gonna win big. So to add to the questions that you're asking, there's always something better coming. The top company can always fall. The old financial system is falling. A new financial system is being implemented. So no matter how strong your foundation is, it could be cracked. It could be, let's use Bitcoin, for instance. When it went to $60,000, everyone knows it's volatile. Is it safe to say that it was going to come down? Yes, it is. Is it safe to say most people are going to be scared to put in at 60,000? Yes, it is. So anything strong can fall. Any undefeated fighter can lose. But at the end of the day, when something falls, something else comes to replace it. So if Facebook goes away, who's the company that's going to replace it? Is it Signal? Is it what's the other one? Telegram? Who is it? But currently Facebook is still going strong. Who knows what's going to happen with them? But again, there's always something else coming. Competition is a good thing. Ethereum has competition with Cardano. They have competition with Solana. They have competition with Hedera Hashgraph. Google those cryptocurrencies. Competition is a good thing. If one fall, and that's why diversification is important. Should you put all your eggs in Ethereum, or should you buy a little bit of all of the competitions? It's a win-win situation when you support each other. It's a loss when you act selfish. And it goes just like that in business. Better to work together to get ahead. That's why when it comes to business, in school, they actually teach us, but who was paying attention? A lot of people don't pay attention. If you put 100 people in a classroom, maybe half the class pay attention. And half the class find something to distract themselves. So what we're going through in this world is the same thing. If you want to have success in life, or want to build, finance, you have to take the time, you have to research, and you have to come together and work together. And a lot of people don't work together. Very few people work together. Very few rich people, but there's a lot more poor people. There's a reason for that. Because most of us who's growing up, we're taught that we have to borrow money and start a business if you want to be into business. The bank is there for you to go borrow money from. The debt is there because you go borrow money and you have to pay it back. Now you're in debt. If your business don't have success, you're going to be in debt. You're going to lose your money and you're going to owe money. You're not going to be ahead, and you probably give up your business. And a lot of people go through that because that's what we're taught. That's what we know most of, is to borrow money and start a business. Or we're taught to work a 9 to 5 and can't really get ahead that much if you're working 9 to 5, especially if you're not planning your future. So if people actually research, they would see that your professional leagues that most young men and women is trying to get to, whether you get a scholarship to go to college and then end up in the pros, they are set up as nonprofit organization. When you go to college and your kids are working extremely hard to get to college to where you don't have to pay the tuition to go, you're working hard for a scholarship. Where's that scholarship coming from? It's coming from a group of investors. It's coming from people helping each other. So, long story short, if you want to start a business, what is the best way? Is it borrowing money and then you have to pay it back? Or is it coming together with a group of people leading, showing who you are and showing people that we can work together, and then some group of investors say, let me back them with $100,000. Let me donate $100,000 because of the cause. So basically, a real good, successful business mind would have a cause and get people to back the cause. Let's use children, for instance. That's what I do. I'm not in debt at all in my company. I don't owe nothing. I owe zero. Why? It's a nonprofit that I receive to help the children. I don't borrow no money. It's given because people want to save on their taxes. So I'm not one of them that borrowing money to run my nonprofit. People support. People help. The kids get ahead by the help that they receive. So I have kids getting help from middle school to high school and from college to the pros. Babe, you want to mute? Okay, we can hear the background. Yeah, so, just to give that example out there, man, it's like if you want to start a business, man, the best way to go about it is to get with a group of people, work out your differences if there is any differences, learn how to work together, let bygones be bygones, and someone will see what you're doing and want to support you. And that's how you have the most success. And not a financial advisor, but I can only share what I've done. I don't owe anything when it comes to my nonprofit organizations. Ed? Or any one of you, any questions? Any more questions, Ed?
I'm waiting for someone else to ask a question.
All right, well, if there's no questions, I can only, me and my wife said that we were gonna come on, on a weekly basis and speak. So our mission is, whether we have an audience or whether people want to speak or not, we're gonna make sure that we're helping ourselves to get ahead in life. That's our goal. Because you can't ever force anyone to do what you're doing. But if you have the recipe, you go make your pie. You got that pie recipe and it tastes good, you make your pie. I can't say, Ed, here's a recipe, and you don't make the pie like me. I'm making the pie the best. So we trust what we set out for ourselves and we share it, and we hope people listen and learn from us, and that's it. So we're gonna be here as often as we can. We're trying for every Sunday. We may miss some Sundays, because things are gonna come up. But at the end of the day, we're gonna be consistent, because in order for us to reach our goal, it's gonna take consistency. And family and the eye on the future is important to me. And Ed, you opened up my eyes to that a lot, a whole lot. So definitely want to thank you for that.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Cardia, anything?
Um, are we gonna wrap up soon, or are we just gonna ask?
Yeah,
Just checking.
we're gonna wrap up. Because we're supposed to only be on for a half hour. But like I said to you, babe, off live, the important thing, hmm?
Go ahead.
The important thing is we have to lead by example, and that's what it's about. You know, we can start with ourselves. Now, I used to tell all my basketball players, when you go to the basket, it's 5-on-5. But when you yourself go to the basket and you see three people coming at you, want to hit you really hard so you don't score, if you happen to score on them, do it again. Now, somebody else may say, oh man, he just took it up on three people. He's selfish. But I taught my kids to be a little selfish. And it's funny how they are unselfish from being selfish. And what I mean by that is, if you take it up on three people and they try to hit you their hardest and they still can't do it and you score, what does that make them? It came with the strength, but they're actually weak. Because if three of you can't stop one man, be my guest, do it again. Until they stop you, do it again. So all of us have to help ourselves before we can help anybody else. So what happens? When they buck up into someone or go against a group of three people that stops you or hits you hard, they know you're not afraid of the moment and you drop it off to someone else, and that someone else has a wide open layup because they're so worried about you. And there's 5 people on the court. If everyone had that same mentality, everybody would be confident about their skill set. That's what I taught my team. I've always spoke to them in that manner, and they've always been confident no matter the size of whoever they go against. So when it comes to me and you already know how I talk. I'm confident in what I do, and I say what's going to happen, and it happens how I say it's going to happen because of the belief that I have in what I do. And that's pretty much it for me.
All right. So, first I want to thank, God for letting us live to see another day. It's been great. We're alive and well to speak to each other on a day. So giving him the thanks. And I also want to tell all my guests that come in. I noticed there's 2 online now. So Charles, thank you so much. Charles is a former colleague of mine where I used to work. And Patricia Clark, thank you so much. She's like a sister to me. Very good friend to me. So thank you so much, you two guys, for still hanging on, to the YouTube. And just gonna give a quick shout out. So thanks to my sister Diane that was on earlier. She and her fiance. Crystal, thank you so much. Peter Gay, she's all the way in Cayman. Thank you so much, girl. Colleen was on earlier. She's from Bahamas. Thank you so much. And I have another person from Cayman that was a new guest. Annie. She's from Cayman, where I used to live at one point. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for really taking the time out. I know Sunday's a day for, family and other engagement, but really appreciate the time that you took to, show us some love on this YouTube channel. And for sure, this might be something that's new to a lot of persons, while some persons might hear of these stuff. We're not forcing anyone to pursue this, but it's something you can look into. As my husband said before, you have to do your research, study, and if possible, you can invest. Remember, you don't have to go all out. You can start from even as low as $1, depending on where the investment point is at. Can be $1 something, can be $2 something, can go as low. So it doesn't tell you that you need to invest $1,000 or $100 or $50. So it's just something you can look towards. I'm new to this and I'm learning as well. I don't know a lot about it as yet, but definitely something that I see, have a bright future for what's, investing. If you guys are interested in learning about it, we do this channel every Sunday. As I said before, some persons are shy on showing their faces. Not a problem. You can always just listen in, like what's going on now. You can mute your camera and your mics just to listen in. If there's a question you need to ask, you can ask it in the chat, and also to like, subscribe, and share our YouTube page. Really appreciate all the input that everyone is putting towards making this work. As my husband said before, he's no financial advisor. He's just here to share, stuff that he does, and how to help persons to better their future. Ed, thank you so much, for popping up tonight. Really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to being here again Sunday. All right, I'm in class. I've been writing all night. I know my husband gonna ask me a lot of questions after this, so I'm preparing myself. But thank you everyone for tuning on the YouTube with us tonight. It's been a very good experience. It's just every day something new. We talk about stuff that we do on a daily basis as well as investing. I'm really looking forward to a bright future with this. I'm excited 100%. I don't want to talk too much because I love to talk. So thank you so much. And Cardia signing out.
Well, babe, you're passionate about what you're doing, so that'll be one reason. Definitely passionate. One thing I see in you is you're excited. You've always been an exciting person, but as your other half, I definitely am excited about your excitement. Yeah, because as I said, people need to help each other. Ed, yeah, people need to help each other. So I definitely look forward to talking to you every day, because every day that I speak to you, it's like I'm just ready to work hard and do my next investment. So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you, and it's going to be a pleasure leading by example, so we can create a blueprint for helping others. And it's not gonna, it's gonna, how can I say this? It couldn't happen to a better person, because I know how difficult life is. So it couldn't happen to a better person to get my support.
I appreciate you.
You're great. And
thank you.
We want to teach, whoever we can help through this channel. So let's lead by example. I used to say on and off the basketball court. Now it's on and off the YouTube channel.
Yes. All right.
Yep.
We don't want to draw this too long. I know, persons probably want to finish their evening. But anyone online now, Charles or Patricia, I know your camera is off, but if you wish, you can have a last word with us via voice, without showing your face. If you wish, anything you want to say, anything you want to add to the channel or say to us. Patricia, Charles.
Thank you for inviting me on the platform, Claudia. I appreciate it. And I will consider all of the information that your husband has provided.
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward for another meeting
Sunday.
like this. All right.
Yes.
So
Thank you very much, Charles.
you're welcome.
Mhm.
Good to hear your voice, Charles.
Hi, good evening. Just wanting to say that I've known Cardia for a long while. I know her as Pinky, and I am just glad.
Oh, I
Patricia,
think her background is
you're
noisy.
muted. Patricia, you're muted.
I think her background is noisy, so she's probably trying to fix that.
Oh,
Uh, okay. Mm,
oh, she muted and came back and then went back off.
yeah. I don't know if she's coming back on. Pat, you coming back on?
You're good now.
Hi, sorry about that. As I was saying, I am proud to see her growth. I am super proud of her. I'm glad where she is right now, and I'm hoping to meet you soon, Mr. Smith, to see the changes that you have made, or that the growth, or how we have added to her, so to speak. But as I said, I'm just proud of her to see where she is now from where she's coming from. And I hope to see you both soon, okay?
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for being support. Yes, that's awesome. She's saying what I say. Couldn't happen to a better person. You showed me that. That's why you have to be, you have to display who you really are. Your real character should be shown right away. And you did a great job, and you continue to do a great job. That's wonderful. So, people can see who you are. Like I said, when you own your own restaurant, eventually you will receive the support because of the type of person you are. You just imagine you're working right now, and you show people who you are. And you have support now. So when you decide to do your thing, you're gonna get the support.
Yep. All right. With that said, any last words before we sign out, my love?
Oh, just thank you. You said it all. You thank the Lord, and I haven't done that in years, but you got my back. So, you got my back on that one. So I'm thankful each and every day. You said it out loud, but I'm a cool, calm, collective person. I grew up in church, so I'm a firm believer in He's everywhere that I am, and I just treat everywhere like church. So you're always being watched. That's why I said on and off the YouTube channel, because who I am on it is who I am off. Yep. So
All
that's
right.
it.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll see you next Sunday. Same time, same place. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Yep. See you in a few.
Okay. I'll see you. I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Mhm.